Hey everybody, welcome back to Simpson Farms. Today I'm going to share my testimony with you about how the Lord has brought me out of sin and corruption of the devil. So it all started 6 years ago. We had some family problems happen, and I turned to drinking. And so after I started drinking, it wasn't an everyday thing. And then over probably a year's time, I went from every once in a while to 3 or 4 times a week to every day. And actually, by the time I started, I was probably 19. By 21, I was drinking every day. When I turned 21, I actually got worse. Most people, that if they start drinking younger, by the time they turn 21, they don't care anymore. Well, I actually took and started drinking heavier. I could buy it. I could get it a whole lot easier. So I started drinking a whole lot more. And that's about the time that I started drinking every day. And at first it was a beer or two a day, and then it turned into a 6-pack. And then there was nights that I'd be hanging out and I'd end up drinking a 12-pack easy and get up and go to work the next day and do it all over again. And then I was working at a plant, and I quit to go to another place, and I actually quit there, and there was a span of 3 or 4 months, I believe it was, that I didn't work at all. And not working at all, I had cashed out a 401k that I had when I was on the fire department, and that's what I used for those 3 or 4 months that I didn't work. And so in the process of using all of that, I'd just go to the bar just about every night. And so I got worse and worse and worse. And while being in the bar, I actually found my fiance, and she's the one that's actually brought me to the Lord. I have to give her credit. She between her and the good Lord, if it wasn't for her, then I'd have still stayed in the bar and no telling where I'd landed. But the Lord gave me her and got me out of there, and so now we're engaged, fixing to be married. And so I met her 4.5, 5 years ago, and we got together, and right after we got together, she ended up quitting at the bar, and I started working. And so then for a little while, when I got off work, I was still drinking. I hadn't quit drinking yet. I was drinking every day, and I'd slowed down just a hair bit for a little bit, and not drinking nearly as much, but still every day. As soon as I got off work, that's the first thing I went and got. And then we ended up moving somewhere else, and in the course of that, my drinking got worse, and I got in a bad headspace. And we had some things happen, and we ended up splitting up for like a month, and I was still drinking. That didn't change much. And then after that, I pretty well quit. And then probably a year later, I was fully quit. I hadn't touched a drop. A year later, I quit. Actually, it was on a Thanksgiving I'd quit. And we took, and by me quitting, I got in a better headspace. The Lord cleared my head of the sin, and I was more open to her. And then a year later, we kept getting drawn by her grandmother and her cousin. They went to a church, and they'd asked us. I think they asked us 2 or 3 times to come, and we ended up going. Fell in love with the church. Best church I've ever been to. You know, throughout my childhood, yes, I've been to a couple churches here and there. About like a lot of people, they go on Easter, and you know, a couple select holidays like that. And so we fell in love with the church. We went. I think we went 2 weeks, and we got the 3rd week, I believe it was. May have been, may not have been. Somewhere right in there, we ended up both getting saved at the same time, and so here I am a year later, clean, sober. We celebrate the Lord a whole lot more. We're generally at church twice a week now, where before, if I went once a year, that was good. But now we're there just about twice a week, and sometimes more. But it's a wonderful journey. I'm glad the Lord sought me. I'm glad I sought Him when I heard His knock. I'm glad I answered the door. Life is getting better. We are drawing closer to Him, less worrisome. Now we're looking at finishing out a house. The Lord handed us a house that's got to be remodeled inside. It burnt. Everything was gutted, so it's just a shell now. But we're going in and we're going to redo it, and then we'll have a house. We've always looked at a house. We've looked at a couple. We've almost pulled the trigger on buying one, and then they'd always fall through. But the Lord has handed us a house now. Well, my YouTube's never popped off. But now that I have sought the Lord, and I've asked Him to help, and asked Him to help me help others, here I am. And I am more open to helping others. But I hope this helps somebody. And I know how the struggle is. The struggle is hard, but it can be won. Just ask the Lord for help. That's all you have to do. Just ask Jesus for help. And if you need any guidance, don't hesitate to comment. I'll answer the questions the best I can. If I can't get them answered, then I can ask the preacher or the preacher's son. I can ask him. He helps me a lot. So yeah, don't hesitate to ask. Asking, there's no stupid question. The only stupid question there is the one that you didn't ask. So don't go without asking the right questions. And even if it don't come out right, it's okay. We can get it figured out. But thank you for sitting here and listening. I am going to be posting a whole lot more often, and I'm going to share some of my day-to-day activities and the remodel of the house and everything else. So thanks for watching. If you like that kind of content, I'd love for you to subscribe, like the video, and just come hang out with us from time to time. Thanks for watching.